So, well, welcome to Vet Talk. Just me answering the questions that I've gotten over the past few weeks that I never actually got around to. One of the questions that I actually recently got was from a woman who actually watches the video. She messaged me on WhatsApp and she asked, "What are the things I use to keep the sound triggers away?" One of them is on my coffee pot. Let me get the spoon off. Come there. Sorry, a little bitty cork board. So a coffee pot doesn't hit the counter or make that loud sound and weird sound because it's metal and glass, but it's just silent. So the other one is on my key ring, and I can't really find my key ring right now, which is you know alarming because I can't leave the house without my key ring because my spare is, I don't know. I lose a lot of things. I don't like keys. I like RFID keys. Another question was, why do I have such a low opinion of myself? And that goes back a long time because my entire life has been shit, from abuse from early childhood up till well past being in the army and almost to me living in Germany as a civilian. Just parental abuse back to back to back to back, always. And it's gotten inside my head because my mom has actually told me, actually, my mom and dad has actually told me I'm a mistake, I'm a shitbag, I'm all of this, and blah, blah, blah. It's actually gotten inside my head. It's made me believe it for a while, but now I'm starting to realize that I'm doing good in life. But even though I feel like I'm doing good in life, there are still a lot of things that bug me. One, my receding hairline that has been there since I was 5 years old. It's not even a five head or four head anymore. It's like, what is that? Seven head up there, like a six head. Yeah, it's bad. My bald spot, gray hair. I'm not old. Why do I have gray hair? But that's one thing. Low opinion on myself is people always find a chance to point out my hair. And even though I do laugh it off, it does actually hurt. There's a lot of things I laugh off that hurt like a motherfucker. Especially when Germans say that they can't understand me because I've talked with my mouth and blah blah blah. That shit hurts like a fuck ton. Like I hate that shit. Like at work, nah, I'll laugh it off, but I won't talk to you again because it's. I don't make fun of Germans speaking. I just ask them what they said and how to spell it, so I know how to say it. Or I'll just talk to them a lot so I can understand them. Like, when parents have kids and nobody can understand the kid until you're around that kid for a while, I'll talk to them for a while until I start to understand them. Uh, Another thing is, there's a lot about me that really piss me off because I don't understand how it happens. Like injuries. How do I get injuries? Where did this come from, first off? I'm covered in scars, marks, holes. I don't know where they come from. I'm just clumsy. I'm also, well, yeah, I'm just clumsy. There's a lot of things I have low opinions about myself, and most of it comes from other women because this is 21st century, and women have this idea. Actually, a lot of not just women. I'm not. No, I'm not going to say. I'm not going to put it on women. People in the 21st century, men and women, have this idea that a relationship is you pick your favorite train wreck until you find the upgrade. No, I'm old school. I find a woman. I like a woman. It takes me a while to get with that woman, but I mean it. And relationships, you have arguments, you have everything else. That's not a reason to leave. That's a reason to sit down, talk about it, fix it. Nobody has that opinion nowadays. If you get in a first argument, that's game over. Most men and women also think a relationship is a free place to stay until you find your own place. And that's the shittiest way to go about life. So I don't have high expectations of myself anymore because I don't get talked to a lot. And gives me really bad trust issues with people. And then the other thing is, again, with women, is I don't know how to flirt, and I don't know what flirting looks like. But I was with one of my very few friends here the other day, and I was being flirted with, and he was looking at me weird, and I didn't understand why he was looking at me weird because he was like, looking at me like I was in a bar and I was about to win, like darts or something. And then I asked him about it later. He was like, "Dude, she was flirting with you hardcore. You could have got her number." And I'm surprised she didn't give you her number. And I was like, "Well, right over my head. I don't notice it. I need a direct, you know, sign that says, 'Hey, I'm flirting with you.'" I like directness. I don't deal in innuendos and hidden shit that I have to figure out for myself. Sarcasm, I'll do that. But when it comes to women and flirting, I don't know how to do it. I don't know how to see it. Another thing that bugs me about myself a lot: OCD, anxiety, depression. I Yesterday I was heavily depressed for no fucking reason. My first day back at work, I was having a good time, and then last night I came back from work, was not having a good time. It was the worst experience. From I got off at 9 o'clock. From 10 o'clock till about 3 o'clock, I was up just depressed. No idea why. There's no reason for it. It just comes and goes. Yeah, it sucks. The other question I wanted to pinpoint, it's not really a question, it was a comment on one of the YouTube videos. It says that there's 4 comments, but we can only see 3. But we have the email that shows your comment, but we can't see it for some reason. I'm still trying to figure that out. It says that I need to check the or loudness and the permits and stuff because Americans have a free pass. I do not have a free pass. I checked with the immigration office, and they actually checked with Berlin, their main headquarters, where they get the authorization to give you the visa or not give the visa. I am actually locked in at 35 hours per week. Every other American I know, they could work as much as they want. I am locked in at 35 hours per week. I also have been verified that up until 2022, I could find a new job, but on the date in 2022, I'm locked into this job. And the reason for it is, I think, because they can't give me a direct reason, I think it's because I don't have a sponsor. All the other Americans that I know that could work as long as anybody else and get the overtime hours and just do whatever the fuck they want is because they have a sponsor or they're married. I'm not married. I don't have a sponsor. And the reason I don't have a sponsor and am not married, well, we'll get into that later, the not married part. The reason I don't have a sponsor is because my last relationship, she didn't want to sign the paperwork that sponsored me, and I had to work at a part-time job just to get an income here, just to keep my visa. But with that, my part-time job, I was going to an integration course and learning German at the same time. But then it got to the point where my job was taking advantage of immigrants. And instead of making us work part-time for 450 euros a month, we were working 10 to 12 hours a day, 7 days a week for the same pay. And I couldn't do that while going to school. So I had to quit school, quit my job, and find a full-time job to make up for not having a job or pay. But that kind of knocked me out of school. And I think that's the reason why I'm limited, because I'm not going to integration course anymore, and I'm also not sponsored, which is a bummer because I am probably the most loneliest American in Schwetzingen. Actually, out of 30 Americans in Schwetzingen, I am literally the only non-married, non-sponsored. I have met them all because I asked the immigration course if there are any other Americans, and they said yes. So I tracked them down. So yeah, I am the loneliest German, or I am the loneliest American in my city, but I'm also the only one not sponsored or married to a German. And I think that holds a lot of weight in Germany with what you can and can't do as an American. There were a few more questions, but I forgot them, and I don't want to move from this spot because my phone is perfectly mounted, and it took me like 5 minutes to get this here. But if y'all have any more questions, y'all can send them to the email or just message me directly. Their the Facebook page. The emails, yeah, they're all there. So until next time.